Holding on to one another's hands, trying to get away into the day. And then you put your hand in my hand and we make eye contact and you say, I cannot kiss you. You're old enough to be my great grandpa. I cannot kiss you. The feelings in my heart are for women.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Happy late Thursday night or early Friday morning to all of you out there. I am stand-up comedian, and Traitor superfan Joleen Lunzer here, and we are going to roast and recap the latest episode of Traitors Season 2 on Peacock. If this is your first time here, we roast, we recap, we take a comedic look at all things Traitors Season 2. We're super fans with opinions. I'm very opinionated, but again, you are welcome to have your opinion in the live chat and in the comment section. We are just coming off of Dan being banished, and now we are down to two traitors, being Parvati and Phaedra, and we got left on a cliffhanger if Peter was going to accept his invitation to become a traitor. And who was surprised? Feel free to put it in the live chat. I wasn't surprised. Peter is such a faithful. He would be heroes versus villains, Survivor style. He is going to be that hero that kind of annoys us. I heard Peter is just the sweetest. Janelle was on a Minnesota talk show and I watched it, and she said Peter is just the nicest guy. But I feel like Peter's going to be one of those guys on a season of Survivor, heroes versus villains, if he was on Survivor, that would really be like, I'm really a hero. I'm like Spider-Man and shit. He's really feeling his hero-ness. He's got Peter's pals, which Phaedra has named it, which I loved. So he says he doesn't want to go back on Peter's pals. He's like, no, I don't want to go back on Peter's pals. I feel like I have a really good 5-person alliance started here. And so that's kind of where he's at with that stuff. So yes, you're right. He would be so obvious as a traitor. Thank you, Jada. Shout out to in my Parvati era. Okay, I just need some lashes, and then I can be in my Phaedra era as well. And Phaedra's like, I let Parvati take the reins on this one. And again, we have a failure to launch, So I feel like Phaedra probably knew, but she's going to allow Parvati to make the mistake. And Parvati really thought, hey, if Peter's coming for me, best case scenario, I'm going to recruit him. And she's like, I guess the Bachelor, I cannot, he can't be lured into my good graces, my feminine Black Widow gaming. It's too bad. So unfortunately for Parvati, Peter was like, I like being a faithful. I want to run around with Lil Jon and the UK boys. So now we have to go into another breakfast where they're going to see no one is murdered. And you could tell when Peter got the offer to be a traitor, he was like, no, I'm way too aligned and loyal to my alliance of John and Bergie and Bathtub Kevin and Trishelle. And then me, there's 5 of us, and I can't do that to them. So we are in breakfast, and Phaedra comes in first with, I believe, her little Burgalicious, and that is when the whole group realizes that, oh my gosh, no one was murdered. And Alan's like, and I'm not going to tell you why. You'll have to figure it out. And right away, I don't know what you guys thought of this decision, but Parvati goes, okay, who was recruited? Now, some may say, smash that like if you haven't already, you guys, and subscribe. Yes, thank you, DGF, for reminding, or risk murder. Parvati right away was like, all right, who is it? Some may say Parvati might be playing a little too hard. I mean, I don't want to say too hard because but maybe she's playing a little too obvious. Or as Phaedra said, you're an ice queen. You're an ice queen. So cute little Alan comes in looking like a gnome. I mean, he looks like a gnome. He's so cute. And he's like, will a reality star, if they get murdered in the woods, do they make a sound? I don't know. You'll have to find out. And sweet little Sandra is just like, no one got murdered? Gosh, Sandra and her lisp. I am living for Sandra and her lisp. She's like, gosh, no one got murdered? That's the worst. Oh gosh, so horrible. So Parvati is like, okay, I'm going to try. I know, because once Peter did not become a traitor, did not accept the invitation, Phaedra, it was just real blunt. She's like, yeah, girl, this is going to be your last meal. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, child, I'm so sorry about that. Honey, baby, I'm so sorry to hear about that. And Parvati's like, well, I guess I'll have to see if I can survive. I love Parvati. I can't do the Parvati intense eyes. Like, Parvati has soap opera eyes. You know how every scene of a soap opera, I love it. They're always like, when they're going to, like leave you on a cliffhanger, every commercial, like, is that person dead? Who pushed you off the cliff? That is constantly Parvati. And so Parvati's like, well, I'm going to put some of the suspicion on Peter. Peter makes a very interesting decision. I probably wouldn't have made this decision, but let me know what you guys think in the chat, to not tell all the other faithfuls that they tried to be recruited. Now, it's risky to even admit to recruitment, because then you are putting a target on your back. So, I mean, I probably would just, if you're the most faithful of all faithfuls that ever faithfuled, you probably want to just come out with it right away. But Peter's like, oh no. My new game is, I like to pull my 5 alliance. We call us the 5 alives, okay? Because we're staying alive and we're 5. I want to tell the 5 alives, all right? And the faithful 5, I want to tell Peter's pals the plan. Peter likes having little conventions. Peter likes being like, come over in this room. Sorry, excuse me, we're not done yet. Excuse me, which makes you look sus. If this is Big Brother, this is, this is definitely, everyone's going to know you are in an alliance. I know this isn't Big Brother, but going off like Survivor rules, Big Brother rules, you usually don't want to make it so obvious. These are the 5 people you trust more than any other 5 people in the house, and these are the people you live and die for. Maybe be a little more sneaky. However, I know we're not playing with all Survivor and Big Brother players, and that's what makes the show really entertaining, because you do things like this where Trishelle, the only woman in the clique, Lil Jon and the UK boys, Burgalicious and Bathtub Kevin, and Windmill Peter are just in there like, okay guys, what are we gonna do? Okay, yeah, let's put our heads together. Okay, I have a plan. So Peter has a plan. And so Parvati starts to put some salt in this game, like, well, Peter, I mean, were you recruited? Interesting. People are like, was Peter recruited? Thank you, PK Chickenhead PK Neely. I think Peter would not do well on Big Brother. I think he would be one of the first out if this is how he runs his alliance. The key to a good alliance is people not knowing you're in said alliance or that said alliance exists. If you look back at, Dan's season with Memphis in season 10, a lot of things were, they were very under the radar, very hidden. If you look at the cookout, obviously nobody knew. So you don't want, this is reminded me of like BB21, not that they're like the Grateful Hatefuls, but that this is what they did in BB21, the one season that Jerks and Mickey won, where this alliance would go upstairs in the HOH and they were like, sorry. I mean, well, it is only white people again. But in BB21, they were like whites only and Bella, I think that was it. And then they were up in the HOH room and they're like, sorry, no one come in, and everyone's like, what? They're like, no nerds or people of color. And then they just push them downstairs. It was a horrible season that no one should ever watch again unless you want to watch the beautiful Jessica Milagros. That's the only reason to watch that. But yeah, it is not excluding people from their combos is not like the greatest idea, but that's okay. I'm entertained by this. Okay, so Parvati puts some heat on Peter. Like, maybe you're the traitor. Peter's like, really? And Phaedra's just like, okay, I just hope everybody, just you guys fight amongst yourself. I'm just gonna sit by Burgalicious. Miss AB, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I learned about this show from talking about Suri from last season. Oh, from you talking about Suri from last season of Big Brother. The Traitors is a really great show. It's pretty cool how everyone is talking about the show. Thanks, Jolene chat. Miss AB, you are so welcome. I'm so glad you love it. This is such a fun show, and I think it's so well produced. The competitions are fantastic. The casting is great. The cinematography, the outfits, fashion wise, I just can't say enough good things.
Sure ain't.
We go back to they leave breakfast, and that's when you get this Five Alive alliance, and they're all like, okay, here's what I think's going on. Peter's like, okay, you guys, who do you think? Okay, just think about it for a minute, okay? Who do you think got recruited? And they're like, Bathtub Kevin's like, me? No, not me. Can't be me. I'm here right now. And Trishelle's like, hurry up. I want to talk. I have a theory. I have a plan. But okay, go ahead. Go ahead, men, speak. And Lil Jon and the UK boys is like, and then Bergie, I think, is the first one to be like, you? And he's like, it was me. I swear to God, guys, it was me. I didn't accept it. And Bergie's like, I believe you 100%. I'm from Minnesota. I know these things. And Kevin's like, are we playing? Okay, we're playing Traitors, right? Okay. Is there a shield in this room? And they're like, no. No, you just sit there and look pretty and get your pleather jacket ready for tonight, Kevin, okay? Now, Trishelle has, I hate this plan, but Trishelle's on to Phaedra. And Trishelle's plan is actually probably a better plan than Peter's plan, is to get out Phaedra, because Phaedra is much more insulated than Parvati. Parvati right now is, she's on her last leg. She's on death row. She's, dead Black Widow walking. And so it probably is better to get out Phaedra and break up some of those Bravo numbers as well. It just... The way Trishelle presented it, I was like, oh, Trishelle, good plan, but also don't touch Phaedra or I'll be very sad. So unfortunately, this plan is, Peter's like, no. This is the same way Peter has had a boner for Parvati. He knows she's a traitor. He wants her out. He's like, it's you or me, babe. And I need it to be you. Okay, so Trishelle is hoping, yes, Trishelle had them collect. Yes, she and Baisharay brought nothing this episode. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he did dismiss it because Peter is the most faithful of all the faithfuls. But what Peter is dismissing Trishelle's plan is he's dismissing that Trishelle has years and years. As for this group of people, she has the most experience when it comes to competition shows. Now, Peter did have a really great plan with the safety shield, which ultimately, showed that the traitors were either Dan, Parvati, or CT, or a combination of a couple of them. However, it's like, slow your roll, everyone gets one right. It's still very good. Good job, Peter. But now you might want to let other people get, their plan across. And Peter's like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I know everything about this game now. So she's like, no, just listen to my plan. So Trishelle is just experiencing being a woman in the world. She's very well aware of this kind of treatment. So she's like, all right, well, I guess, yeah. My favorite part, though, is MJ. MJ with her little cargo jeans just tiptoeing over, like, I'm going to figure it out. I loved it, you guys. I loved it. She's got her stiletto boots, and she's like, do. Because first Phaedra tried to go in there and they were like, excuse me, Phaedra, excuse me, we're going to need a minute. The 5 of us are working together. It's pretty clear here. Yeah. We don't 100% trust you. And Phaedra's like, I can't come in. No, we'll tell you later. We're going to tell you later. Okay. So then MJ gets over there and she's like, do, 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 do. And she's like, knock, knock. Hi, guys. It's me, MJ from Shaw's of Sunset, the show that was canceled, but still should be on television. You all miss me and Reza, right? And Golnessa, anyways, what's going on? And they're like, what's up, MJ? And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to come in because that's what I do. I'm MJ and I should be able to come in. And they're like, we need privacy. She's like, are you pooping? And they're like, no, we're plotting. And then Kevin goes, you're going to love our plan later. And Peter goes, shh. It's just so, I mean, this is going to put targets on your back. Even if you are the most faithful of faithfuls, I'm going to be annoyed that I'm not invited. And why am I not invited? And that to me indicates that you do not trust me. And that to me thinks I cannot trust you. And so I got to be worried about you 5. Now it's a numbers game and I'm not in those numbers. So even though this might go against what's best for the faithfuls in the long run, now my eyes are on you. And we might have a problem. And that's MJ walking out. She's like, well, certainly you're not going to kick me out. But Kevin's like, don't worry, dude. You're going to love our plan. It's so good. What Peter said, Peter's like, shut up. He's like, I like your top. We'll see you later. Can you make sure the bathtub's clean for me? And that's my favorite part. Kevin's face. If you look at Kevin's face in that moment, you guys, Peter's like, he's like, you're going to love this. And Peter's like, shh. And look at Kevin's face. Oh, sorry. Can't really tell you. It's really good though. If I could tell you, you'd be kind of impressed. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. So the MJ's like, oh, okay, but I don't want to be left out of something. So I'm just going to keep walking forward. And Trishelle's like, there's only one vagina in this group and it's mine. So you have to go. Lil Jon and the UK boys is thinking, this probably isn't a good idea. You know, Lil Jon's probably like, yeah, it's probably not the best idea, but I am in politics, so I'm used to sides. And MJ's like, I guess I'm just going to awkwardly lift my pants. And okay, I guess you need a minute. Fine, whatever. Okay, she moonwalks on back. Kevin's confused. Why can't we tell the other girl? And Peter's like, because she's not in our clique, bro. She's not a part of Peter's pals. Okay, you can't tell someone that's not in the Paw Patrol about the Paw Patrol. First rule of Paw Patrol, you don't tell anyone about Paw Patrol. Okay, I'm Marshall. I run this shit. And so there goes MJ and her little stiletto ass running away. They told me that I couldn't come in either. And Parvati's like, are you serious? Peter, he stinks. He's like the worst player ever. Are you serious? I love Parvati has such a hate boner for Peter now. She's like, ew, gross. We should kill him. I mean, banish him and also kill him. Maybe we should ask Alan if he could be removed. I think he might have the covert 19. I don't know. What do you guys think? CT's like, they let me bring edibles. So CT is chilling. MJ's like, yeah, they wouldn't let me in. And Sandra's like, all right, I guess I got to get to work again. So while they're all in shock, Sandra's like, listen, I think Peter's a traitor. All right. I also think that I love how Sandra has adopted this new little hairstyle. I love Sandra. Sandra can do no wrong in my book. So this is Sandra now because she hurt her head in the one of the competitions early on. And she's like, well, guys, it's me, Sandra. I have a list because I have braces. And I think Peter's a traitor because obviously he's like holding meetings and stuff. And you don't do that kind of stuff. I know. I have lots of years of experience. I'm a queen. Queen stays queen, except for that time I left the winner of that war because I'm not going to sit on Exile Island. Okay. No thank yous. We all know I'm not going to win nothings. Okay. So I'm just going to have to explain to these guys how numbers work. I don't think anyone's a mathematician, but, you know, he's causing a lot of drama. He's causing so much drama. I don't have time for it because I'm Sandra. I'm Sandra freaking Diaz Twine or something. I don't have time for this. So this is Sandra and Sandra's hair. We're going to pay homage to that. And Peter pals are like, okay, we're going to go with Peter's plan, even though Trishelle's sounds better. And, you know, Sandra's like, it does more harm than good. Okay, Peter, so if you want to do this, that's fine. But you're like, it's your own funeral, sir. Okay, you're on an island all by yourselves. No pun intended. Is that a pun? Probably not. Okay, we'll keep going. We're going to keep going. Sandra's like, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. You guys are all pretty much stupid. I'm a queen. Anyways, you love me. I'm Sandra. If you don't, I don't care. I'm going to go home to my nice life, my nice family, and cute husband. Okay. So as I cover up my Harry Potter scar, here's the deal. Let me grab some balls. Here's the balls. It's vitamin D. Okay. Vitamin, they're zinc. We're vitamin D. Okay. Because we see a lot of sun and they're about to get sick. So we got to get it going. Okay. So if, let's just say, let me throw this on the table. Okay. Let's say this is them. There's too many zincs. Okay. It's a lot of zincs. But right now, we're vitamin Ds. And vitamin Ds, we have some of our players too. Okay. But let's just say they're going together. And so they start and they go after us. Well, then what that look like? That looks like they got more players than us. Okay. So we're dead. You got to throw them away. Okay. So now we got 1, 2. Here's Peter. Here's Peter's pal. 3, Trishelle. 4, Lil John. 5, that Kevin guy that doesn't know what's going on. And then there's us. And right now we do have numbers, but we got to keep the numbers on our side, which means we got to vote one of them out. Okay. You know what I'm talking about, right? CT. I'm going to look right at you, CT, because you have done strategic games. Sorry. I have to get my little finger wave going here. Okay. So obviously we have more. But if they keep picking us off, we have less. And then they run the game, no matter if they're faithful or not. We've got to take them out to numbers games. Easy numbers. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we do is we go, bye, you're dead. Now look at this. There's only one of them. And it's all of us. And then we win the game. Okay? So we all got to be on the same page. Peter. You got Peters? Peters? Is it Peters? MJ. Look at Phaedra. And Phaedra's like, Peters? We got Peters? Okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We just all have to take one for the team. And if he's, if he ends up not being, that's no big deal. That's not a big deal. I hope none of my dogs don't eat that zinc or anything. That's it. That's how it's going to be. Okay. I'm looking really good today. And I got a little sweat on, and there you go. So let's do it. And they're like, yes, let's do it. So I loved how this was Sandra's time. It's like, here's the deal. Okay. Peter's very protected. He's insulated. All right. He's got that Bergie guy who's like 12. He's got Cindy Lou, whatever her name is, from the Whoville. I think Traitor. And then here's us and here's them. And we need to know that these fuckers aren't going to win. Okay. We need to get these fuckers out. Draw a line in the sand. All right. Sometimes you poop in the sand. Sometimes you poop in the water. Defends on Survivor. This is what I do best. I know the numbers. And Kate's like, this is the best day of my life. I love how Kate was so excited. Sheree is like, I don't understand anything she's saying, but I love balls. I love it's okay. I'm going to go with it. And Sandra's like, this is my knowledge. It's a numbers game. And if you don't want to do numbers, that's not my fault. Then you're going to lose the game. And that's all fine and dandy, Randy. You can do that. All right. But we all got to agree. Well, here comes Peter's pals, the Paw Patrol. We on the double. No pup is too big. No traitor too tall. And John's like, do you think that poverty is shaking in her Manolo Blahniks and or thong? And Peter says, yeah, I do. And I'm also the boss. I just had a worse plan than someone in our crew, but I'm the leader. And Parvati's like, yes, Sandra, queen stays queen. We can be friends now. And Sandra's like, these guys are the most faithful of the faithfuls. Right? And it's pretty lame. And Parvati's like, yes. And at breakfast, Peter was saying, oh, all of a sudden now I'm not a traitor. But he was like calling me out, but now I'm not a traitor. Don't you guys think that's sus? It's sus. And they're all like, yeah, I guess that's kind of sus. Parvati's like, see, I must not be a traitor. I don't think Parvati is selling her case as much as Sandra is selling her case. But Kate is just like, I love this. This is the best thing ever. We're using balls and metaphors and there's math and it's amazing. And MJ's like, okay. Sandra's like, if Peter is the top traitor, we take him out, and if he's not, we break up the numbers. So either way, we win. It's a win-win situation. Okay. I got to get my braces off, so I can't be here all day, you guys. I can't sit here and explain math to you all day. So you agree? You agree? Well, I mean, again, here comes UK John. And here comes Peter and, Phaedra right away. She can work a jury. She's like, oh, we on the same page. Peter. She like grabs MJ, Peter, and MJ's like, sure, Peter. Okay. Because we know MJ goes to the beat of her own drummer. So now we actually have all of these people, the anti-Peter Paw Patrol, are like, yeah, let's just vote out Peter tonight at banishment. Let's just get rid of this dude. He's annoying. He's too faithful. Because there's something just inherently, as I watch and I think in humans in general, if the good guy thinks he's a good guy, knows he's a good guy, is trying to be too good guy, I want him dead. You know what I mean? Like that's how it works. That's how it worked when I watched Survivor Heroes versus Villains. I wanted all the heroes except for Sari, gone far too soon that season, to just go away because they were feeling their hero-ness too much. So I feel like Peter's Paw Patrol is feeling themselves a little too much. Parvati's so happy. Oh, this is so good for me. I can't wait to take Peter down. He's such a dumb bitch. I'm over him. Him and his skinny jeans. Who does he think he is coming for me? You know, Sheree and Kevin are like, hi, Bergie and John, could you guys explain the game to me just a little bit? Just again, like this is, okay, so there's multiple traitors in the game and our job, can you just tell me what our job is? Our job is to find Kevin, a bathtub Kevin, we find the traitors. Yeah, because we're faithfuls. So if we don't get any of the money. If we don't suss that, okay, all right. And Kevin's like, I'm just going to follow your lead. I'm going to follow your lead. Yes, Amy, Parvati is giddy. Sandra's coming up with her cloak and she's like, what's up? I just explained math to everybody, but except for some of you, you know, the only person I explained it to who was there was Sheree. I don't think she understood it, but it doesn't matter. This was such a fun competition. Let me know what you guys think in the chat of it. I'll pull up a couple of your comments here. Such a fun competition that these traitors and faithfuls had to basically, they have to carry money, which equals, I think, $25,000. Right now they're at $95,000 for their main bucket of gold. Okay. So they have to be broken up into pairs and they have to decide who is they get to pick their pair and they all will go through the forest, over the river and through the woods to Alan's house. They come and they have to answer these questions while carrying their money. It might be $500, it might be $7,000. Ultimately, each pair has enough where it will equal up to a total of like $25,000. And there's questions. And if they get the question wrong, they will be sucked up in a trap, whether they fall into a lake or some kind of mucky pond, or they are taken up in like a tree. Really fun, really scary, right, Mo? I loved this competition too. It was so good. Okay. So they have to decide, you know, who's going to be paired up with who. Obviously, CT and Phaedra are paired up because obviously they might be, you know, and I hope they are. And he's like, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? What's going on with you? How you doing? And Phaedra's like, I'm going to go with you. And they're like, we'll take the $500. Now, funny, you know, Parvati, always the strategist. Parvati is never going to give up. She's always going to have strategy and she's always going to have that Black Widow mentality. And I love that for her. And so she's like, I need to get in with John, Little John and the UK boys, okay? Because he's in Peter's Paw Patrol. I want to take out Marshall, aka Peter. And so I need to do this, okay? And he's one of these guys. I need him to trust me. So I am going to, Parvati can be a nice princess, but she's also very, very charming. And she has a way about her that the gentlemen and sometimes even the ladies will fall to their death and don't even realize it just to play with her, be near her, listen to her. And she knows that about herself, okay? So John's like, oh, darling, yes, I will be your partner, even though I don't trust you, but I will. Thank you. Chicken Head says, how does Bergie get so dirty? Slapping the hogs again. He does get really dirty and he falls into basically a swamp. We see our two Bravo girls, Kate and MJ, get together and they're like, this is going to be a disaster because neither of us are very good at competitions. And Kate's like, I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to breathe heavily. I don't want to have to do anything that has exertion. I don't want to be tired. I'm kind of hungry and I'd rather be laying in bed. So let's just pair up. So they pair up, obviously Parvati and John. We see Bergie and Sheree. And then we have Kevin and Sandra, which is Bathtub Kevin became a favorite just today, just during this competition when he was paired up with Sandra. And and her pick strategic as well. She's like, well, Kevin, he's strong. I know he might be like a little up here, but maybe we can get through this. And then Trishelle and Peter, who are like Captain America and Captain America. Is that two things? No, what's Brie Larson's character in the Marvel universe? It's not Mrs. America, Jolene. That's sexist. I can't believe you guys would say that. That is very sexist of you guys. Captain America and Captina America. Okay. And isn't Brie Larson's character even more powerful? Interesting. Okay. So they're Captain Marvel. Thank you, DGF. I need help. So Captain America and Captain Marvel. And Trishelle's like, we came together because we are the best team here. Me and Peter, we are awesome. And Peter's like, yes, we are. We're going to take the most money. We're the greatest. We can be trusted. And they are out like that. Which is such great foreshadowing and such great editing for them to just, in their interview be like, we're so fantastic. We're the best. And then immediately they get, I believe the first question is gotten wrong. And Peter is the one that gets sucked up into the trap. And the first question was, what is this part called? And he said it a million times. Alan did. He was like, is the part called coming dumbing? Or dumbing coming? Which one is it? And they're all like, oh, it's definitely dumbing coming. It's definitely dumbing coming. And they're like, no, it's the woods of coming dumbing. And so right away, we see they have to go, when they think they know the answer, they head in the direction of that answer. There'll be an arrow, and then they will find a scroll, and the scroll will tell them whether they are correct or they are incorrect. And this is where Peter falls in it, and it's so funny. It's so funny because they were really feeling themselves. And I do like Trishelle and Peter. I think they're fun. I think they're a great addition to the show. I love that for them. But it was so funny that they're like, we're the best around. And then they were running on these leaves. And I'm like, that's not a good sign, because someone would have raked that. Whenever you see a pile of leaves that are not completely raked, I mean, if you're under the age of 12, jump in them. How fun. But over the age of 12, be sus. Something is under there that isn't good. Okay. So he's like, okay, hold the 10,000 because we took the most money because we're the best team ever. Rock on, Captain Marvel, Captain America. Let's scissor. And so he goes to get the scroll, and immediately, oh my God, he fell in the quicksand. Tar. He became just, that is dirt, that is mud, that is tar. And he's like, Alan's like, no, welcome to the woods of Dylan McDermott. Welcome to the Dylan McDermott woods. And I love Dylan McDermott. And Trishelle's like, oh my God, are you serious? We got the first one wrong. That's got to be your fault, Peter. It can't be mine. And Peter's like, well, I guess I'm just covered in doo-doo brown, so I have to stand here. And Trishelle's in a full state of shock. The whole episode, she's in a full state of shock. She's very dramatic. And she's like, I guess I have to do this by myself. Bye. Sorry. Good luck. It's actually really funny seeing you there because you're a bachelor, and bachelors are normally kind of annoying. So we like to watch your downfall. Bye, Peter. And Peter's like, I'm just so bummed because there's 2 shields out there, and I didn't see this coming because I thought, I had that really good plan on Dan, and I thought everything's coming up Millhouse forever. But apparently there's layers to this shit, and I had no idea. So he's shocked. I'm like, it's the nature of the beast, bro. The number one rule in life is never believe your own hype. Once you start believing your own hype, the universe will the universe will spank you right on the bottom and go, get in the mud, get in the muck. And that's what happened with Peter, So Trishelle runs ahead, hoping for the best, while Parvati and the adorable little John, they're killing it. Okay. Even friggin' Kate and MJ, I think they even got the first one right. Yeah. So, I mean, you're the best team. I mean, look how excited John is. John, every day is John's birthday on this show. John is he's just like, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be included. I can't even believe I'm here with all you Americans. It's crazy. Sheree is confused. Look at Sheree's face. She's like, what are we? Okay. I mean, I am a good little comp beast here. I did win a shield I didn't need. All right. And I am very strong. I do CrossFit and I can lift 7 burgies. And Bergie's like, yeah, this is great. However, the first answer is wrong. And poor little Burgalicious, our sweet little baby child Burgalicious, goes in there and, oh my God, Bergie, no. And Bergie falls. Look at Shrey's like, oh, Shrey's like, oh, hell no. I am not. This is a good jacket. This is a good puffer vest. I look cute. No, I did not put lashes on for this. Get me out of here. Get these housewives are all like, not doing this. And Bergie's like, I think we failed, but it's okay. We tried. We gave it our best effort. Yeah, I can't, I did so bad at this mission, but I'm just like a really nice guy and I'm still wearing my Letterman jacket. I just graduated in 2021. So yeah, I guess it's a life lesson. I'll just stay here. I'm going to clean up. I feel bad, because he has that Midwestern, he just has a lot of shame for failing. And now he just wants to clean up the mess he thinks he created. It's okay, Bergie. So Sheree's like, oh, hell no, I hate this. Ugh, just because I can squat the whole cast doesn't mean I want to do this alone. And now Phaedra is by herself as well. Well, no, she's not by herself yet. They get past the first question, but the second question is what's missing from the center of the symbol. Now, this is the round table that they go to decide banishment every night. And Phaedra had me believing she was right. That's how good Phaedra is at convincing. Phaedra's like, clearly it's a sun, right? And even CT, who's great at puzzles. If you ever watch the challenge, CT has layers, okay? He's really good at puzzles. And he's like, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is the sun. So they go and they're like, oh, let's do it, baby. Either way, we're still in the showmance. We're still in love. We're both wearing head. Oh no, there goes CT. Oh my God, sweet baby honey child. Yes, the return of sweet baby honey child. It's a compass, not the sun. So it's the moon, and there goes sweet baby CT. Oh, sweet baby Jesus CT. She's like, oh no, not my baby CT. And TT's like, rah. He is like a Kodiak bear. And Phaedra's like, I'm sorry, I think we have to break up. I think it was the moon. Yes. Do you think, Phaedra? I love Phaedra. She's like, I guess I think it was the moon. Then we have Kate and MJ. And they're like, okay, I guess we're going to say the sun as well. And then MJ is kidnapped. She's abducted. Where is Liam Neeson? Okay. And Sheree disappears. I don't know if we'll ever see Sheree again because the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't think they renewed her contract. So Sheree might be in the upside down. This was giving me Stranger Things vibes. Meanwhile, Parvati and her grandfather are running as fast as they can, holding on to one another's hands, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then we say, I think we're alone now. This would have been amazing. I know Parvati's in a wonderful relationship with Mae Martin. So happy for you, girl. But it would have been amazing if in this moment they would have just fallen to the ground and started making up. Now, I know I am a twisted sister, but the way they were holding hands, I lived in LA too long, perfectly age-appropriate relationship there. UK John probably has money. Not that Parvati needs it, but it doesn't hurt. But Parvati's just like, I need Lil John and the UK boys on my side. All right. So she's holding on to him. She's like, come on, John, we can do it. This is so romantic. Here's Kevin. Kevin goes, Sandra, I can read. He was so excited that he could read. It was so cute. So Sandra's like, okay, Kevin, bathtub Kevin, if you could just get this going. We gotta round this shit up. Come on, let's go. Yeah, sounds right to me. Yep. I don't know. I never win these things. And he's like, okay, hold on. Sandra, I can read. She's like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, bathtub. And he's like, I think it's a moon. And they're correct, which is really exciting. And then Kate's like, this just got so much tougher. This sucks because like MJ gets to like be in a hammock in the sky. She gets to be chilling like a villain. Where's Captain Lee? I'm over this. So MJ gets to take a nap. Is that what you guys are telling me? I have to keep going? Ugh, this sucks. MJ, why'd you do this to me? Such a bitch move. Now Phaedra is living all of her scary, frightening movie fears. She's like, I'm alone in the woods. I'm like, only you're not, because there's a camera crew following you. But I love how Phaedra is just like, she doesn't want it. Phaedra's a glamper. She's like, oh no, oh honey baby child, oh no, my worst nightmare. Oh Jesus, is that a bush? Oh, I think it hit me in the face. Oh no, a leaf hit me. I better stop. Trishelle is like, I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop, because she's like, I'm the best person. I'm from the challenge. So we get to question 3. Which Latin phrase is written in the kitchen? And she's like, I don't really spend a lot of time in the kitchen. And Trishelle, we know, because if I was on the show, people would go, oh, Joleen spends a lot of time in the kitchen, because the kitchen is my favorite room. All right. Wherever the food lives is where I live. Now, Trishelle is LA thin. So she's always been thin, but she's like, I got a steady case, allegedly, of Ozempic. I'm good. Just like everyone in Los Angeles are on television. So she is like, I don't even think I've been to the kitchen. I think I was there once because there was wine, but like, there's a kitchen. Oh, okay. Cool. So she's like, I think it's okay. Keep your enemies close or keep your friends close. And I feel like everyone should have got this, because the saying is keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But so many of them got this wrong. But I guess under pressure. And so Trishelle was like, I don't really know. I'm just going to say it's this, because I didn't even know the house had a kitchen. I know where the bar is. That's my favorite part. Let me check. Oh no. Liam Neeson has lost another daughter, because it's obviously keep your friends close. And Kate's like, I don't even want to play anymore. Like, I just don't care. So I'm just going to pick enemies because I don't want friends. Friends are overrated. So I'm going to go this way. And Phaedra's like, oh God. I also have a lot of enemies. Candy Burris, shout out to you. So I'm going to head this way too. And then Kate gets exactly what she wanted. She set that up. She wants to meet Liam Neeson, and she wanted a ride in the hammock. Phaedra gets down on her knees and screams, ah! And she was taken. Meanwhile, Parvati and her grandfather are running still through the forest, have not kissed yet. Very disappointed in that. And Lil Jon is like, I got it. I mean, he's little knees. He's so cute. Look at him. Oh God. And he's so determined. When a little guy and he has his chin down and he's all shoulder, that is just, I love that for him. He runs faster than me. I'll tell you that. I don't like running because I can feel my butt jiggle. So they get it right because, hello, it's Jon. He understands these kind of sayings. And then Kevin's like, I'm going to read again. And he's so excited. And he's like, Sandra, there's words. And Sandra goes, I'm so proud of you, Kevin. This is so great. Thank you so much. And he's like, the words say, Sandra's like, I'm going to have to read it. But they get it right. Keep your friends close. So there goes Sandra. And Sandra's going, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I don't know why I turned that into a Toni Braxton song, but there's a song that's coming to my mind that's like, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. So Sandra's like, this mission is by far the hardest. I have to get my Sandra on. I have too much fun with it. I apologize for those that it annoys, but Sandra's like, okay, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. This is the hardest mission. I've been on a lot of missions, and it's very difficult. Okay. I just had my braces tightened. Like last night I had my ortho come in and I'm wearing binders. So if I get too excited, they snap off. They can hit someone in the eye. If it's Parvati, I don't really mind, but all right, I guess I got to hobble up this thing. Oh, so much running. Gosh, come on, Kevins. Can't you lift me? Carry me up there. Be a gentleman. So right now, the only two teams left are Sandra, Bathtub Kevin, Lil Jon and the UK boys, and Black Widow Parvati. And the people who make it in the best time, who finish all answers correctly, get their money across the finish line with the best time, are going to also get 2 immunity shields. I never felt more for Sandra than in this moment because I get it. I go on hikes with my husband and he is like Hustle City Township. And I'm like, can we stop and see a view? And I don't want to see the view. I just want to breathe. I just want to take a break. I just want to lay down. Okay. Cause I love hiking, but like fast, doing things quickly. No, the only thing that works quickly on me is my mouth. Everything else is very slow, very tired. Very, very tired. So Sandra's like, come on, Bathtub Kevin. And then Parvati's like, come on, Grandpa, we can do it. And he's like, oh, I got it. Here I come. Don't worry, Parvati. Okay, I can do it. And Sandra's like, oh, this is Kevin, carry me. Seriously, we can do it. Okay, we got this. And then Parvati and her grandpa are really hustling. And Parvati's like, we're a dynamite duo. And I think I won John over because I am the most charming woman on reality television. When I want something done, I get it done, or I would be home already. Thank you. And John's yiddo yeggies are like, he's working. She's carrying him, pulling him up, and they get to their last question. Which portrait wall is correct? So again, you had to pay attention. It's like the competitions at the end of Big Brother. You know, where does this sit? What's that? How they spend all season memorizing what things look like. The Big Brother people, I think, would have been really good at this. But there's not a Big Brother person in sight because they keep shit in the bed. Okay. So they have to see which one is right. Now, John is on this board. This would be, we all know that we're all, you know, narcissists at heart, a little bit, just a tad. We're a little self-absorbed, maybe not narcissists. So if there's a picture of me on the wall, I'm going to look at the picture more of me than anybody else, just because I'm going to see the flaws and the beauty. Okay. John's like, oh God, I don't know. And Parvati's like, are you next to, turn up here. Are you next to this person or that person? John's like, I don't really know. I'm a very intelligent politician, man, but I stop paying attention when I'm not talking. I don't know. However, ultimately, he gets it right. Even Kevin gets it right because there was no reading. It was a picture. It was a picture game. Sandra's like, I'm coming here. Just pull me up. Come on, guys, grab my thing. Come on. My bracelets are really hurting. They're sore. Have you ever had braces? Ugh, adult bracelets. Very much more painful. So they're hustling. It seems like Parvati and John won, and it seems like he wants to kiss her. I mean, this was the most romantic part of the season, was UK John. All right. Just looking at her deep in her eyes, holding
onto one another's hands, trying to get away into the day. And then you put your hand in my hand and we make eye contact and you say, I cannot kiss you. You're old enough to be my great grandpa. I cannot kiss you. The feelings in my heart are for women.
Now, Sandra was like, she was going downtown. She's like, I'm going down. In an earlier round, she was so happy. If you know Sandra's struggle, if you know Sandra's journey, Queen stays queen, but Queen has got to work so hard on her social game. She has to work so hard strategically because these competitions aren't made for our girl Sandra. She's got, she's got Cerise syndrome when it comes to these.
Ain't shit that fucking funny.
All heart, all strategy, all brain, but she can't rely on her brawn, her muscle. So she ends up not finishing these type of things, but she did with Bathtub Kevin. And she is so happy. She fell on his crotch. She was so happy. And I was so happy for her because what we do know about Kevin, it's probably a clean crotch because he loves a bath. He loves a bath. So she just fell. Some say you fall in to a man's arms. I always say you fall into his crotch, much like you fall into the gap. Sandra's like, oh, give me your midsection. I can't breathe right now. I can't believe it. I'm not certain, but oh God. And Sandra's like, I'd love to have a shield. I've never won a shield. I don't get immunity idols. I don't get shields. Who finished it the quickest? And made it all the way to the end. And it was freaking Sandra, Queen stays queen. So they got $8,000 in the bank account, and now they see who gets the shield, and it's Sandra. She turned into a galloping little sweet pony in that moment. She was like, I never win anything. I never win anything. You can hear me giggling. I love Sandra. I don't care. I will love her to the day I die. I will stand her as one of the greatest reality TV people in the history, one of the greatest competition show people. She just yelled. It brought back my upper respiratory infection. I never won that. Never win anything. she told her, she goes, I never won nothing. I never won nothing. And I'm like, Sandra, I love you so much. You only won Survivor twice. But I get it, competition wise. You're always underestimated. No one ever wants to pick you for the team. Sandra, if you watch Survivor, this is Sandra on Survivor. I'll sit out this one. I'm gonna sit out this one. Sandra and Suri are like, I'm gonna sit out this. It's pretty clear. I'm gonna sit out this one. Alan does say he has a surprise for them all later, but overall, you know, they're like, okay, bring it on, Alan. We'll see. But we're gonna have a banishment, and we've all, the other side, outside of Peter's Paw Patrol, have decided that we're gonna try to take out Peter. So this should be a pretty good night for Parvati. They're back at the castle. And Lil Jon and the UK boys is like, well, I mean, we did pretty good. And Phaedra's like, I don't know. And now Peter's worried because he didn't win a shield. And so he sees people talking. And CT and him go in this secret door, you know, in the library. There's like a door, and then CT puts on some armor and wears it and looks super cute. And then CT's like, I'm not going to tell you too much, but Peter the Paw Patrol, leader of the Paw Patrol says, do you trust me, CT? CT is like, yeah, whatever, dude. I got edibles. I'm cool. What's up? And he's like, what's going on? He's like, well, the queens are meeting. And yeah, you're up for being on the block. And Peter's like, wow, I'm such a hero. I never even thought of that. I never thought of that. CT's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much, but just thought I'd let you know. So unfortunately, CT let Peter know, which made Peter a little worried. And so obviously he's going to go after the two people that he thinks are maybe behind this push, being who he thinks are the traitors, being Phaedra and Parvati. But this is the first time Phaedra and Parvati have been pulled together in a room. So they're in this secret dungeon room where CT thought he found a shield, but it was just some knight in shining armor gear. And he starts talking to them like, is there something convincing you that like what's going on? And Parvati's like, I just don't really like you. So I think I'm going to save my conversation for the round table where we have these conversations. I don't know if I really want to like spill it here, Pete, but thank you so much for finally including us in a conversation. That was kind of sweet of you. Meanwhile, Phaedra is over there and she's like, oh, honey child, I don't like this. I do not like this. Like Phaedra seems very, I don't want to be in this situation, because she doesn't want to play into this, because then that plays into that she's a traitor and she's working with Parvati. Her main strategy has been separating herself physically, game-wise, from the other traitors. Where Dan and Parvati were working together, Phaedra's like, you can sink your own ship, but I'm no mule, okay? No one's going to get me like they got you. Like Lil Bachelor Man got you. That's not going to happen to me. So as they're going back and forth, you know, Phaedra's like, I don't do this. I'm clearly a faithful, and I'm wearing a leopard jumpsuit with a beautiful orange blazer that needs to be seen standing up. So I don't think I should be here. And none of this money is real. So I'm not really interested in this room. So I don't do it like this. Makes me very uncomfortable. And to Peter, that could be believable. You know, where Peter's trying to cut a deal. He says, or we can all work together. And I'm like, Peter, how are you going to work together when you turn down the offer? If you think these two are the traitors and you turn down the offer to join them and be a traitor, how are you going to work together? I mean, there are ways you can, but how can they trust that you'll actually work together? You're too faithful. The Paw Patrol is too strong. Okay? You are too Marshall. I think it's Marshall. What's the cop one? But you're the cop one and the firefighter mixed into one, you know? And Parvati's like, oh my God, you want to work? Parvati has decided you are my enemy and I am yours. So one of us will leave, but I will not bow down to you. The last little bit of grace kind of, that I sent to you was inviting you into my clique so that I could use you to take out all of your little Paw Patrol friends, but you didn't do that. So now work together to get somebody out? Probably not. Probably not, Pete. Thank you so much for playing, but no, that's not how it's going to work. And Peter's like, yeah. She's like, why would you want to work with a traitor? And Peter's like, I'm leaving. I understand that if you're at the scene of the crime, you will be implicated. I just want it out here. Is the camera on? This isn't what I do. I'm leaving. Y'all talk. You do your thing. Have fun, but I don't want to be guilty by association. I am leaving. Again, none of this money in here is real, and it's too stuffy. The lighting isn't that great, and I have a wonderful highlight on. So now Phaedra's like, Peter is a dangerous player. That is a dangerous, dangerous player. All right. And Parvati, I don't know if I can trust Miss Parvati anymore. She is looking shady. Peter's trying to put out traps on us. I don't even want to be near that. I am walking away. Where is CT? Allegedly. Let's make something happen. You know, this guy's going to do anything to win the game. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So Phaedra smartly gets herself out of the situation and plays it like, oh, that's too dirty for me, which will play well to a faithful's faithful, like Peter. I think that'll play well. Now, this is where Alan's like, hey, guys, I was the 1, 2, 3. Well, I was the 5th member of No Doubt. Clearly, look at my jacket and my spiky hair underneath this hat. I'm here to tell you Gwen Stefani and I are going back on tour, and also the night's not over. Get your jackets, put your ponytails on, ladies, take your headbands off, and meet me outside in the woods. And they're like, what? Oh, they're like, huh? And CT's like, I am high. MJ's like, I'm worried. And Kevin says, where are we? Why are we not in the tub? Basically, Alan's saying there's no round table tonight. Instead, you're going into the forest and we'll see what happens. So Alan takes them out into the Sabrina, the Teenage Witch forest. The chilling adventures of Sabrina are all I can think about in this beautiful forest. The scene was great. It was like a horror movie / the chilling adventures of Sabrina. It's Netflix quality entertainment. Everyone's got a trench coat except for Kevin, because it's either a bomber or a pleather. He's doing no different. Peter's like, I have an unsettling feeling. Trishelle looks like she's going to a funeral, and a little bit of rain. Little John and the UK boys is sus. Are there bears? Sandra's like, I don't really like the outdoors, even though I've been on Survivor multiple times. I don't trust any of you fuckers, including production. So please back off me. And Sheree is wondering when she will get to mention Sheehan by Sheree, because she knows a lot of people are going to see this. All eyes on her. Okay, so marketing strategy. Meanwhile, Miss Trishelle, my anxiety is at level 10. It's at level 10. I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to do. And I'm thinking, why is Trishelle so nervous? Like technically everyone's nervous. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Married in the Islands. It was so Survivor too, because of the torches, and so poetic that Sandra won the shield when she was like, I'll never win anything. And she wins the shield, and her and Kevin get to decide the first person to save. So basically what's going to happen is, instead of a banishment tonight, no, but there will be a murder. And what will happen is 5 people besides Sandra and Bathtub Kevin will be saved by one another. The 2 with the immunity shield, being Sandra and Kevin, get to pick the first one and light their torch. Then that person gets to pick someone to save who cannot be murdered tonight, light their torch. And then that person gets, and so on until we get to 5 total left. I believe that will be up for murder. And Trishelle is just, she's so worried. She's so worried. DGF's house surprise. Sheree's coat didn't have Gucci all over it. I mean, I've definitely seen that before. But yes, very Survivor-esque with the torches. I loved it. I love a spooky. More reality shows should be out in the spooky woods. There should be more spooky reality shows. Okay. All of these competitions have been somewhat spooky. Yeah. They were like buried alive. I love it. Is it Halloween? I can't wait. Okay. Skull City Township. Loved it. Okay. So Trishelle's saying, okay, once the rules are explained, Trishelle is immediately begging for her life. I mean, you guys have seen how hard it's been for me. Girl, what? If I would sit there and go, girl, what are you talking about? It's hard for everybody. It's so hard for me. I've been through so much. What have you been through? You had some bad reads early on. Other than that, you're with the Paw Patrol guys, Peter and the Paw Patrol. You guys are holding secret meetings. How bad can it be for you? You seem to love it. I know they didn't listen to your plan. Apologies, but that's what happens when you align with only men. We know they don't listen to us. So I don't even think there's a gay man in the bunch to actually go, she's saying something, because a gay man will do that. She's saying something, and then the straight men go, huh? Was she? Okay. No, no offense, all offense. So she's like, my anxiety's at level 10. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm going to jump in this fire. Tonight there'll be no round table. But there will be a murder, and we will decide. And Parvati's like, what? Okay, this could still work for me. Parvati's just giving the soap opera eyes like, dun, dun, dun. What are you saying, Alan Cumming? What? Parvati looks like such a little detective in her trench coat. Kevin is worried. He thinks they're never going home again. He's very worried. He was like, is the show over? And they were like, no, Kevin, we still have a lot more show. You have to stay here, but you are safe. And he's like, okay, I guess I believe you. Sandra and Kevin get to pick the first person that they want. So they have life, like in Survivor. Fire means you have life in this game. And so they have life because they have the safety shield, the immunity necklace, if you will. And they have to go in the middle and pretend to whisper. And Kevin is probably one of those whisperers like, I think we should save Peter. And Sandra's like, shh, be quiet, okay? It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot for you to be doing that, okay? Seriously, let's figure this shit out, okay? Kevin, you need to do inside voices. All right. MJ somehow, I don't know where MJ decided that. I love MJ, but when did MJ decide her and Sandra are besties for the resties? Do they have like best friend necklaces? MJ was like, I know Sandra's going to save me because we're so close. Baby girl, you can tell that, the people that have not done these competition shows, you can be as close as pie. You can be just so close. You can be on top of one another the whole season, but still, you got to get cut in the end if it's better for the game. So, but MJ's like, it's clear Sandra's going to vote for me. Phaedra is thinking about spring, summer, fall launch of her thing. And Sandra's like, I'm going to make a decision that's best for me. And Kevin's just going to do it. And Kevin's like, who are you saying? She's like, he's like, can you speak louder? And she's like, I can't, because we should whisper. Okay, you agree? Let's do it. Sandra, you want to do it? Sandra's like, I have no issues. I will light the torch. I have asked Jeff Probst. I have a lot of experience in lighting torches. Who will be saved? And MJ's like, it's me. Hi, I'm the saved. It's me. And Sandra picks up the torch, and it's just so dramatic. And then she lights Sheree. What? However, off the scent. Like you can't really, there's not many ways you can go with that one. It's like, well, I think Sheree is, better for us for competitions and stuff or something. Yeah, it's like, we're a friend. Yeah. They clearly don't know about the friend contract. Okay. Taking us back to the old school Roa, where Cynthia had a friend contract. It's in Housewives. That's why the Bravo people are like, isn't there a friend contract? And Sandra and them are like, no, there's no friends. There's no friends. So Sandra's like, well, I'm not going to implicate myself with any of these traitors that I think I know who are traitors. I'm just going to save Sheree, because who's Sheree? She can lift a lot of stuff. If we have another competition, she'll lift stuff. It's not going to put any blood on our hands, really, because it's Sheree. She'll be grateful. And I feel like she doesn't understand the game enough. She'll be so grateful. She'll throw herself under the bus. And for us, cool. MJ devastated. She's like, I am so hurt. And I'm like, did Sandra know you before? Okay. So now the power to protect lies in your hands. And Sheree takes her loyal ass over to her 20-year relationship with Phaedra, who just happens to be. Now, this was very smart of Sandra because you definitely want to keep it on the side of the Bravos, but you can keep it on the side of, I guess if they have a side, it's like Sandra's pool hall side. Okay. You can keep it on the side of the Bravos by going and, over to, like she did Sheree, who will then pick a Bravo, who then, hopefully that person will either pick a Bravo person or someone who's in the pool hall alliance, which has now become that. And in this moment where Sheree wastes her saving ability on a traitor, Phaedra gets emotional. And I think, oh my God, Phaedra, Fefe, you are such a good actress. This is so good. And I've seen Phaedra put on some acting before. We saw the donkey booty video that she created. That had to do some acting. Okay. But turns out she was really emotional about this. And she said, and Parvati's like, oh, wow, this is intense. And Phaedra's like, this was great for Phaedra's game. Like, thank you, Sheree. Thank you, Sheree. But when they interview her in like her little interview segment, she said it had more to do with everything they've been through and this coming full circle. And I think if you've watched Roa, it kind of does make sense because Phaedra went through a lot on that show where the whole cast stopped trusting her and she did something that was not good at all. Justice for Candy on that one, even though I love myself some Phaedra. So I think this was like, okay, maybe it was a little bit honest or she's just that good. Where I was like, I could see that. That maybe she feels like a little bit of a olive branch, a little bit of a, Louis Vuitton bag branch, a little bit of a Birkin branch from her fellow housewife. Like, I trust you. Only to then, Sheree, you're going to find out that she still can't be trusted. So, but Sheree's like, I don't really know this game and I think she's a faithful. But Phaedra makes it seem like she, we really have been through a lot in this 20 years. It's come full circle and I appreciate that. So, and then Parvati's like, Phaedra's clearly going to save me. Okay. I'm Parvati. I'm a traitor. She's got to save me. It's so clear. It's going to happen. But Parvati lost her power because she wasn't wearing a headband. For some reason, she and Kate, cute ponytail memo, but Parvati without your headband, that is like your, what is that? I don't know why I'm making so many superhero references when I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's like your gemstone hand. What's that guy that has the hand with all the infinity stone? Is that what it is? Where he's like, hey, look at me, add 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your power. Your power is in your headband. You left your headband somewhere. Okay? So now Phaedra's like, well, I mean, I could save Parvati, honey child, but she's been playing pretty messy. And I don't know if I really want to. I think I'm going to go with CT. I mean, clearly he is just a high, like he is adorably high all the time. He has a big chest and he saved me in the forest. And he has a newsy hat on. Okay. I like it. And I'm going to see if I can get back on Roa and bring CT with me, allegedly. And then Parvati's like, oh, that's strange. That is so strange. I thought Phaedra would do that. Okay. All right. Well, I guess she's not lighting up my torch. Strange, Phaedra. Very, very strange. And Phaedra's like, yeah. So now Parvati's questioning. But in like, I understand Parvati's like, hello, I'm the other traitor, but I also understand that you and Dan were gunning for Faye. You guys were ready to throw Faye under the bus if anything went wrong. Dan did, but you guys had those conversations. So don't be surprised that Phaedra doesn't really trust you too. And CT's like, I'm right now. If you want to do my torch, you can do my torch. If you want to do that, hey girl, we can have some fun. It don't matter. I got dad sweaters for days. Okay, I'm ready to take you. Hey, well, how you doing? What's up? Okay, I'm nice and toasty over here. And then he blows some dice, and Kate's like, oh, this is so hot. This is like, Someone should have told us not to wear foundation. It's bleeding off my face with this heat. Okay. And sometimes the smoke's coming in my eyes, and I think you're supposed to say, I like white rabbits or something, but it's not working. So then they're like, CT, a few remain vulnerable. Who will you pick? And Trishelle's like, CT's going to pick me because he's my best friend. Well, he's not, but we're working on a relationship. I feel we're friends. We have 2 decades of friendship. It was me, him, and Johnny Bananas in this. Obviously, he's going to pick me, Trishelle, his friend. I have his back. He has my back, even though he's not included in the Peter Paw Patrol alliance. But obviously, he's going to pick me. And then CT's like, friendship, game, friendship. What should I do? And he's like, well, you can't put friendship over game. And he thinks UK John, is better for the team overall. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that really Little John and the UK boys, put it in the chat, who would you have kept? Who do you think? At this point, if you're a faithful, Trishelle has clocked all of the traitors and she wants to go for them. But CT thinks John is better because he's used to working with politicians, and I think he thinks he's smarter than Trishelle, and that he'll be able to maybe carry the message of the faithfuls better than Trishelle. So if they have to give up a faithful, he'd rather it be Trishelle, his friend, unfortunately, than John. Okay. Mo said CT had to play strategically, and he felt that was the best strategy for him. I kind of think, I love that John's staying because I love John. But I wouldn't be too blase on Trishelle. Now that she's made it this far, she made some mistakes in the beginning, but she has clocked the traitors and she seems hell-bent on getting him. Now, John could as well. Him and CT could have had conversations where John's like, I know that it is most likely poverty, but I don't think John has clocked Phaedra yet. I think John still thinks Phaedra, from what we can see in the edit, is pretty faithful. Now, maybe throwing the Dan suspicion on, maybe it's changed, but I don't remember him specifically saying that. I do remember specifically now this entire episode, Trishelle pushing for Phaedra. But CT wasn't at that meeting, so maybe you should have invited CT to your meeting, Trishelle. Lots of interesting questions. Mo said maybe CT knows something we don't. He probably does, because there's things we don't see in the edit. Married in the Islands, I think it was fine either way, but I didn't like what he told Trishelle afterwards. Yeah, because I think it definitely made her feel worse about it. So CT's like, sorry, he's more important to the faithfuls. And Trishelle, in her ever dramaticness that I love, I have a love-hate relationship with. I kind of get it. I'm a dramatic lady, if you haven't noticed. She says, I literally feel like Alan has shot me in the chest and/or the Abdullah Oblongata. Okay? I feel like he has shot me up, taken shots, and he'll never stop. I feel like there's a bullet in my brain, my heart, my soul, my body, my existence. I will never be the same. This is horrible. I cannot believe this is happening. Worst case scenario, I have suffered more than anyone else has ever suffered. I don't know whether to scream or start CT on fire. I probably want to do both. I can scream while starting him on fire because I am a multifaceted female. All right. So now there can only be one more person protected, and John must decide. And it's like, shocker, he picks the leader of the pack. Vroom, vroom. He's going to pick Paw Patrol Peter. Poor Burgalicious is sitting there like, what about me? It isn't fair, you know? And MJ's like, this is so stupid. And Trishelle's like, please, John, John, please, John, we've connected. John, we've had moments. John. And Peter's like, it's got to be me. I'm the leader. I have all the best ideas. I'm the smartest person. So sorry. And John's like, no, I'm sorry. I gotta go with Peter. You know, Trishelle, you had that weird idea of getting rid of Phaedra. I like Phaedra. And then Alan's like, okay, all of the people who are saved, go to the mansion and get drunk, but not too drunk. Okay, that's my job. And then right away. All the people that Trishelle has not been including in her secret meetings, she's there and she's like, can you guys believe this happened to me? And they're like, yeah, it's us. It's us too. It's us too. She's like, I can't even deal with this. I cannot believe CT did this to me. And Parvati's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be murdered, but Phaedra definitely could have helped my game. But Kate's like, I'm probably going home. I just got here too, which is fine because it's kind of annoying here. But also, I don't want these people to vote me out. Gross. MJ has turned into mob wives. You know, she's been dressing a little mob wives all season. And she's just like, I cannot believe this. You think Trishelle is dramatic? Well, I am dramatic too. Look at how serious my eyes are. So they're back in the castle, and MJ cannot hide the fact that she's upset. Neither can Trishelle. Trishelle walks in, and CT's like, yo, you mad at me? You mad? What's going on? She's like, well, I mean, I'm hurt. I'm not mad. I'm hurt, you know? And CT's like, you know, I just, you go into survival mode, all bets are off. And I did kind of feel for Trishelle, though. I know. Let me know if you guys did as well, but she's like, I just felt like he was my friend. And I get it. If I had a friend on the show, I would be like, you have to help me. But also, and I get you might be in different alliances, and I don't know the conversations they had on the side, but maybe invite CT into that alliance with Lil Jon and the UK boys and Peter's Paw Patrol. Okay. Thank you, Chicken Head says that is true, Jolene. It's the reason I watch the shows. The best part about watching these shows is now we finally have a place where we can go and talk to other nerds and fans and geek out together, you know, because I don't have friends that watch Traitors. I don't even know. The friends I have is you guys and people and my other content creator friends. Maybe my friends Vanessa and Joaquin would watch it, but my husband watches it a little, but really, yeah, YouTube is the new water cooler. Come on. But thank you, Chicken Head, for the super chat. Married said, I was surprised at how serious she took it, and I felt bad for her. I feel bad because I do think Trishelle, I watched so much of the challenge that I know Trishelle's struggle on that show. And I know that the women of the challenge have, you know, often not felt as though they maybe had the same kind of camaraderie as the men, or that the men included them in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of history there, and I think it's hard when there's history. Parvati walks in. She's like, well, I guess that was fun for you guys. Parvati is not, she is ice queening it. She's Parvatying it. She's like, well, okay. And I love her, but this one you might want to just, you know, soften up, maybe pull the emotions out like Phaedra, you know. And then MJ is just like, listen, I understand it's a game. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And as Sandra's like sitting across from her, and Sandra's like, what's going on? What's going on, MJ? It's like, everything's fine, right? You guys, you cool? You cool? And MJ's like, I mean, no, I build a relationship with you people. Like, and I'm like the last kid picked. And Sandra's like, I don't get it. What's your problem? So poor Sandra's sitting there like, yeah, we're friends. But like, girl, you don't win Survivor by being loyal to everybody. You got to do what's best for you in the long run and for my game. So Sandra looks like she wants to take a nap. She's like, I think for the competition reality people, having to watch the Bravo people go, I feel backstabbed. You're like, oh my God, that's so 2002. Like, backstabbing is a part of it. That's funny. But MJ was just like, it's a tough pill. So I think MJ, you know, we all bring things from the past. And I think MJ probably brought a little bit of being like the last picked, you know, people not thinking she was going to be like a physical threat and all these things. So I did feel for MJ. Then Trishelle goes and talks to the women, being Sheree and MJ and Phaedra. And Trishelle's like, I just feel really hurt by CT. And Phaedra's like, go talk to him. I talk to him all the time. Like, it is so fun. Just go talk to him. Girl, go do it. And she's like, I just want him to talk to me, which is such, that's something I do too. You know, it's like, talk to me. You should come talk to me. I think in every relationship, there's been a time where a woman has said, I feel like he should take the initiative. He should take the goddamn initiative and come talk to me. And CT walks by. He's like, oh, what's going on? I was just looking to see if they'll let me have more edibles for the evening. Oh, with Trishelle. They're like, come in. He's like, no. I'm gonna go. I heard there's snacks in the kitchen. Trishelle's like, I don't even know where the kitchen is. And CT said, no, I should go. And they're like, no, talk to him, baby child, talk to her. Not like you talk to me, but talk to her. And Trichelle's like, I just wanted you to talk to me. She's like, I just feel like we've been through so much and I just really wanted you to have my back. And I thought, I was your friend. And I feel like Trishelle, she probably feels like you would have done it if it was Johnny Bananas, but I don't even know if CT would have done it if it was Johnny Bananas at this point. She says it just sucks to feel like I'm caring more about this friendship than you are. So it was kind of sweet because she does feel like he's a friend, I guess. I don't know why I was so emo about this, but I kind of understood where she was coming from, and then her going, what do you think, like John's smarter or something? And you do have to remember, Trishelle, even though she had a bad read early on and she can be a little, she can give away a lot with like her face and things, she still is a poker player. And she's done the show a lot, and the two of them sticking together probably would have been a good idea, but he's like, sorry, it's like, not trying to hurt you, but I feel like you're saying that I'm not going to be an asset. He's like, well, I just think he's going to be a better asset. And it's, it's hard to choose between friends. But yeah. So ultimately, she's just very hurt. And we're like, oh, Trishelle. She just she's got her feelings hurt, you guys. So Trishelle has this moment with CT, and it's very, guy and girl, and she's just like, I just wanted you to want to talk to me. I wanted you to want to be there for me. I wanted you to want me. I want you to want me. I need you to need me. I love you to love me. We've come so far. And he's like, yeah, but like, hey, you win some, you lose some, money on the line, nothing against you, babe. I'll talk to you later. But I just wanted you. I see you. And I see the change we've made. Yeah, I mean, we made some changes in our relationship. It's great. I think you're really fun and you're a great gal. But in the end, I just thought, the politician guy would be more, more better. It cuts like a knife deep. I feel like you gave me an appendectomy that I didn't need. And I don't know if I'll be able to get over it. And he's like, yeah, well, I feel bad, but I got to go talk to Phaedra. And then he leaves. Oh my goodness. Which takes us, I believe, then everyone going to bed. And he's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, probably not. No one will ever see me ever again. I'm not going to follow any of you guys on social media. Poor Trishelle. Justice for Trishelle. And so we go to the tourniquet. I keep wanting to call it the tourniquet, but it's the turnet or the tunic or the tunic. We go to the tunic, okay, which is a lovely woman's blouse. And I believe we go to the tunic, and there's Phaedra and Parvati. And they're just like, I really need a cloak. Like, I need to buy myself a cloak off. I'm sure they sell them on Amazon. They're like, girl, what happened? Oh my God. Every tourniquet time is like that. It's like dun dun da da dun da 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 da. Girl, I wanted Peter so bad. I'm so pissed that Peter is still here. And Phaedra's like, yeah, child, I know. I just, Southern Bellin. I don't know, Poverty. It's, we can't get him. But you are an ice queen. You need it. She's like, and Poverty's like, what? You think I'm too cold? Yeah, I think you should sweeten it up a little bit. I mean, I would just a little bit. I mean, it's coming off cold as ice. Don't think twice. Let's get together and melt the ice. It's just, it's a lot. Poverty's like, I guess I could soften up. I just love the dynamic of these two so much, that Parvati is so who Parvati is and Phaedra is so who Phaedra is. And despite them not being on the same page, I enjoy both of them and the different types of women we see on this show and the different kinds of strategy. And Phaedra's like, well, I mean, you might just want to like just smile once in a while, or, just like hug a person. I don't know. I cried. I did all kinds of things, but it's up to you. It's up to you. So they're like, now we have to figure out who we are going to murder. Will it be Burgerlicious? Oh, not my Burgerlicious. Oh, baby child, no. And then, or will it be Trishelle? Well, I mean, Trishelle, she could be a good one. And I'm thinking, Phaedra, kill Trishelle, kill Trishelle. I wish Phaedra knew how hard Trishelle was coming for her. Murder her, take her out. Okay. Or, I mean, it could be MJ. MJ was real hurt. And Parvati's like, we could kill MJ. We could kill her twice. Phaedra's like, ooh, you really like this murder thing, don't you? Oh my gosh, you are really into murdering. I don't really enjoy it. I love how Phaedra's playing it down, you know? She's like, oh God, it's so hard. I don't necessarily enjoy this. But then in her confessional, she's like, everybody must die. As long as it's not me, I'm okay with not dying. Otherwise, Kate. Well, I guess we could get rid of Kate, but you know, we could maybe use her in the future. And Parvati's like, yeah, maybe we could take her in as a traitor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, will Kate accept? I don't know. That's a lot of work. Kate doesn't want to do a lot of work on these things, so maybe not. Ultimately, let me know in the chat who you think they're going to pick, but I think they're going to pick Trishelle. I think because when we see her saying, I hope this doesn't put too big of a target on you, it's either going to be Bergie or Trishelle. I could see a Parvati wanting Bergie because he was saying her name before and said and was going hard on Dan. But I think the best choice is Trishelle at this point. And if Phaedra has any inkling, which I don't know if she does because she hasn't let on, that Trishelle is coming for her this hard, I hope for Phaedra's sake they get rid of Trishelle. They need to take someone out from Peter's Paw Patrol. And the only options they have for that, obviously Parvati off the table, is Trishelle or Bergie. And yeah, since I can't, my biased opinion, because I like Phaedra so much, I don't want Trishelle to stay because I feel like she's going to keep gunning for Phaedra. And I'm worried about her. So it sounds like you guys are saying Trishelle. Yeah, I think it's going to be Trishelle. Anyone from Peter's group? Yes, Mo. Anyone from Peter's group? DGF says, right, Trishelle senses the heat. By the way, Phaedra and CT, get out of here, sweet Polly, purebred. Miss AB, thank you so much for the super chat. And a side question, have you watched any of the interviews with Janelle? She's basically spread all the tea about the show. I am surprised. I thought they're not allowed to pass along that much info. I have, and we will do a separate video about that, because even when she was on like Jason, there's this local guy in Minnesota, shout out to my Minnesotans, and I forget his last name, but he has like a daytime local talk show, and he had them on, Bergie and Janelle, and was talking to them, and Bergie was really tight-lipped, and Janelle's like, because they're like, do you sleep in the castle? And Janelle's like, I mean, yeah, we don't. And Bergie's like, I don't think we can say that. And then it was really funny because Bergie was like, yeah, I didn't even know who Janelle was. Janelle came up to me and she was like, we're both Minnesota reality stars. And I was like, you are? Because Bergie is like a fetus. You know, he was born 2 days ago. So he doesn't know who Janelle is, and that she is like a legend and a Big Brother legend and been on other shows and stuff. So but yeah, apparently she is spilling a lot. And I do know my good friend Steven has sent me a couple things that she has said, but we'll have to have a separate live and talk about that. Maybe on tomorrow's No Offense, All Offense, we can get into Janelle spilling. But I love a queen who spills behind the scenes stuff. So we'll see. Yay, from Minneapolis. I'm from St. Paul. Yay. Shout out to my Minnesota peeps and everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mo says, I think Phaedra will pull a switcheroo and vote Parvati out. Oh, that would be iconic. Iconic. Thank you for the super chat, and you're so welcome for answering your question. And shout out to all of you for this late night live. I had so much fun with all of you. Thank you for your patience. Shout out to Chicken Head, Miss AB, Chicken Head again, Miss AB, Chicken Head, Miss AB, Chicken Head. You guys were so generous and so sweet, and everyone in the comments just leaving all of your opinions and thoughts. It means the world being able to have this conversation and geek out with all of you. I love it. Thank you for subscribing. Please like the video on your way out and leave a comment after the video post, because it definitely helps me in the algorithm, and I'm able to see your comments that I might have missed in the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, hello replay crew, and leave a comment that you are the replay crew so I can see how many people are watching on replay. Follow me on all social media. Shout out, thank you for the Venmo, you guys, and I'll be back tomorrow with a No Offense, All Offense, so we can talk about all things pop culture and have some fun. I still want to give you guys a breakdown of episode 5 because that is the one I missed when I was sick. And it was when Janelle went home. And I think I'm just putting it off because I've seen Janelle, who's one of my favorite reality TV stars ever. I've seen her leave these competition shows too often. And after BB 22, I didn't think I could see it again. And I have. And so I think I'm just protecting my heart. All right, you guys. Hopefully you had a silly good time and you had a couple laughs. I enjoyed all of you. I will be back very soon. Again, hit that like. And like I always say, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you